Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Heroes of the Storm. Now this is going to be a small tutorial version on Nazeebo here. He's a ranged specialist class. I'm going to take you through and show you the different skins that you can acquire. They're going to add more. Right now they have Christmas skins out for a few characters. They just had the Halloween ones disappear. They didn't really disappear. You can still buy those skins, but they're no longer in packets like you see before. This is the Christmas mount that you can get. And of course some of these you can unlock with real cash or others with gold. But for the hero, this one does use a mount, some of them don't. And every hero has a difficulty rating. This one's medium. I don't really think he's a medium, I think he's an easy. So they may change that later on. He's actually really easy to get the hang of and even easier to play once you know what his spells do. So let's go through his 4 abilities like every other character. Court Spider, damage enemies and summon spiders to attack your enemy. This one is kind of like a range thing. You throw a jug, basically, that breaks open and has a whole bunch of spiders that will attack your enemies for you. It doesn't do a great deal of damage, and most of the time I'm too busy casting Plague of Toads or Zombie Wall to even use the Corpse Spider, but it's there. It does a little bit of extra damage when you need it. Of course, you got Zombie Wall, which you're going to be using quite a bit. Summons a temporary ring of zombies that trap an attack. So what it's going to do is summon a ring, a circle of, I think it's like 4 or 5 zombies to start with, that will trap your guy, the guy you're targeting, within the area that you specified. The key behind this one is it takes about 3 or 4 seconds for the zombies to pop up out of the ground. Then they're like lightly grayed out, and then they will like solidify. And in that amount of time, before they solidify, the enemy can run out of the target range and no longer be trapped inside. So it takes a little time to get used to figure out that you need to figure out where they're going to be in a few seconds to cast it there so they get trapped with inside, or wait until they're like stuck in the middle of a huge target area and they don't realize they're being surrounded by these guys. But there is a little bit of learning curve with this one before you get really good at it. Once you do, though, it's a great spell. You can stop the guys from running away when they're low on life, and pretty much every enemy that comes towards you will die because they always run away, and that's their go-to thing, is to run away when they're low on life, just like you do. And this stops them dead in their tracks. Plague of Toads, summon a wave of exploding toads. Sounds funny, it's actually a cool-looking spell. It shoots it off in a small radius that goes forward and it expands as it goes further out. I believe it's only like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 inches in front of you on the map as far as the toads will go before they explode on their own. And then Feudal Ritual, basic attacks deal damage over time. Killed enemies restore health and mana. Again, that's cool. Your basic attacks are dealing damage, kind of like a dot, like it's poison on your blade. And you're actually stealing health and mana from the enemy and giving it to yourself at the same time. I can't see it getting any better than that. Most classes have to spend talent points to do something like that in the first place, and that's just a natural thing for you. Heroic abilities you will get at level 10, and you have to pick between the 2. Now this class actually has 2 really cool ones. Not all classes have 2 good ones. Some classes only have 1, and I played a few classes that I couldn't really give care less about either one of them. I mean, they just really suck on both of those heroic abilities. So thankfully this one has really cool ones to pick from, which is kind of a bad thing in its own right, because you have to decide which route you're going down when you're playing the game, and I'll explain on this one. Channeled spells that create a spirit dealing area damage. That is a really cool spell. Now what it does is it stuns you in your place. You can't move, but you literally create like an apparition of a serpent kind of creature that you can then control. You can move it around, you go in a circle, go around to a certain extent away from you, and attack creatures, and you deal enormous amounts of damage this way. The other one, the Gargantuan, spawns a Gargantuan to fight for you. So it's like another pet. This one, I believe, only lasts for 5 or 6 seconds when you first get it. If you put a talent point in later on, towards, I believe, like level 20, you can make this one last indefinitely, as long as its health is there. I mean, it doesn't have a timer on it, it's not going to disappear. And from personal experience, I can tell you that this thing almost never disappears due to its health. It always disappears due to its timer. And when I've finally gotten the ability where it doesn't disappear, it stays with me pretty much forever. I mean, by the time it dies, I'm ready to cast it again. So those two abilities, very cool to have if you want more pets. Now, if you're going to be taking on mercenary camps, you know, by yourself, the Ravenous Spirit just wipes the floor with those. You can take on boss guys, very hard ones, you know, pretty much all of them at a certain point if you have this with you. You know, because again, they're going to be attacking this and not you, and this doesn't have a life. The spirit doesn't have a amount of hit points before it dies. It just has a timer before it disappears. But the negative thing is you can't move when this is going on. So you really don't want to use it against heroes, because the hero is going to go straight for you and bypass your guy, even if he's getting beat on by that thing. So, and again, you get talents at level 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, and 20. So let's go through each one of these. Blood Ritual trait. Voodoo Ritual. Increase health and mana granted by Voodoo Ritual by 100%. Of course, that's cool to get, but there's also some better ones on here. Death Ritual. Permanently gain 5 health and 3 mana when a minion dies under Voodoo Ritual. Demolitionist. Basic attack structures destroy 1 ammo. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Destroy 1 ammo and deal an additional 10 damage, or 10% damage. Very cool to have. I like this one usually for most classes, and it's tempting to get it for this one, but he has better ones. This one is the one I usually go for. Bribe. Kill enemy minions to bribe a mercenary. I wouldn't go with that one on this one, simply because he pretty much wipes the floor with mercenaries as it is. He doesn't need to be wasting a good spot, a good talent point on this. Now, this one right here, permanently gain 5 health and 3 mana when a minion dies under Voodoo Ritual. If, in case you're wondering what Voodoo Ritual was, it's this one right here, your basic attack. So when you're using your basic attack at the beginning of the game, you'll actually be increasing your mana pool and your health pool, which means towards the end of the game, you have a lot more health and a lot more mana than you should. And this class goes through mana pretty rapidly because you have just so many good spells. So if you don't get this, you're going to be running out of power quite a bit. So I would suggest make sure this one is vital, and then it's vital that you attack as many minions as possible to take full advantage of that. Okay, Spider Cluster. Core spiders create 3 more spiders over 3 seconds. That's a cool one to get. I like that one. Gathering Power. Passively grants 8% ability power. Each hero takedown grants a bonus 2% ability power, up to 12%. This bonus ability power is lost upon death. I really don't like ones that are lost upon death, but it's okay. Then you got Activate to poison an enemy hero, dealing 210 damage over 6 seconds. In case you're wondering about how much life 210 damage is, it's basically a bubble of their life. And some characters only start with like 3 bubbles. So that's a significant amount of damage. And it comes back every 60 seconds. So if you keep it into reserves till the enemy is about to run away, you cast it on them. Remember, it doesn't kill them all at one time. It's not 210 damage instantly. It's over 6 seconds, so they won't even notice their life is going down until they're ready to run away, and by then it's already too late. They're going to die. Even if they get way out of your range, it's only 6 seconds and then they're dead. So a very cool thing to get. Promote. I wouldn't waste my time with it. I got it by mistake on the last level. I tried it. It sucks. I don't like it. Cooldown 30 seconds. Activate to give target allied lane minion plus 300% health and 100% damage for 15 seconds. Has 2 charges. Basically, you're upgrading or promoting your minions. They get a little bit bigger. They actually have an effect. They're like 25% bigger than the ones that aren't promoted. And it looks like they may do a little bit more damage, but they're minions. They're pathetic. They die really quickly. Even the promoted ones, not worth a talent point at any time. So don't waste your time. Gibadin. Increase the explosive area of plague toads and the duration of your other non-heroic abilities, including Voodoo Ritual by 25%. It's okay. Fresh Corpses. Zombies deal 50% more damage. I like this one because later on I use the ability to make my zombies become unrooted and actually get up and fight when they're not trapping somebody. Mercenary Lord. Mercenary camps you capture gain the following bonus. Again, if you're going to go towards the mercenary route on this character, this would be the one to get. Like I said before, this guy wipes the floor with mercenary camps, so definitely something to consider if that's the route you want to go. And if you're going to go the mercenary route, you can go the route where you protect the base at the same time. And so call down mule is a very cool thing to get as well. Activate to call down a mule that repairs structures one at a time near target point for 60 seconds. Healing for 100 health every 1 second, grants 1 ammo every 5 seconds. So normally when a structure is attacked and damaged, that's it. It's attacked, it's damaged, and it's not going to repair itself. It's not going to heal itself over time, no matter how long you give it. With somebody with this ability, they can heal that target again, give it more ammo, so that when the next wave comes, it's like the first wave never existed. Very cool thing to do if you keep track of it. If you can really sit in the back and heal the buildings, you can make a very big difference, you know, especially early on in the game. Clairvoyance. Activate to reveal an area for 10 seconds. Enemies in the area are revealed for 4 seconds. Not waste my time with this one. These suck really bad. I don't like these at all. It's not that they are horrible talents, it's just that they're not good ones. They're a waste compared to you know, the other ones that you could possibly put a point into. And then here's your heroic abilities. Remember to look at the cooldown always. It can make a significant difference on which one you pick. This one's 60 seconds, this one's 90 seconds. So remember that. Summon a gargantuan that deals 30 damage when created. The gargantuan can grab enemy minions and will stomp nearby enemies, slowing their movement speed by 30%, lasts for 20 seconds. Again, you can put talent points into it at level 20 to make it last indefinitely. So very cool one to get. And it comes back in 60 seconds, so remember that. Cooldown is 90 seconds. Summon a ravenous spirit for 8 seconds, deals 50 damage per second. Nazeebo cannot move while channeling. This is the only negative to this spell that I've seen so far, is that he cannot move. Other than that, this is a awesome ability to have. Huge damage, great against mercenary camps. Just overall, I like both of these. It's hard to pick each time I play, but depending on my team makeup and how we're doing so far, I always seem to find a way to justify whichever one I go with, but it's always a chore on that one. Dead Rush. Upon expiring, up to 5 remaining zombies uproot and attack nearby enemies for 3 seconds. So basically your zombies will trap people within their circle, and right before they disappear, they're going to jump up and run after the enemy and attack. Very cool spell to have. I like this one a lot. Toads of Hugeness. Toad damage is increased by 10% each time they hop. That's basically the toad one is the one I said starts at a small point and expands further or widens further out that it goes from you. And I believe you launch like 5 toads when you do it. And so the further out they are towards the end of your line, the bigger and stronger they're going to be. So it's kind of like promoting you to be further and further back from the fight so you can do more and more damage. It's kind of cool, but you want to make sure you're not too far back. Otherwise, they will explode without hitting an enemy. So a little bit of learning curve there, I'm sure. Sprint. Activate to gain 75% movement speed for 3 seconds. You know, that's cool to have as like a special thing, but not to waste a talent point on it. There's so many better things in this line to get. That's not really worth it. Ice Block. Activate to place yourself in stasis and gain invulnerability for 3 seconds. These I've seen are completely worthless. Now, it sounds great to be invulnerable. The time on it is only 3 seconds. Plus, the enemy just usually sits there and waits for you to become vulnerable again and then finishes you off. So, if it was to make you invulnerable and you could teleport out or run out or get away from the enemy, that would be great. But this one just places you in stasis and you can't move. So, not worth it. Rewind. Activate to reset the cooldowns on your basic abilities. That's kind of cool, but not worth the point. Specialized Toxin. It's a trait. Increase the damage dealt to heroes from Voodoo Ritual by 200%. Leaping Spiders. Court spiders leap at their targets and deal 25% more damage. Infested Toads. Toads explode in court spiders upon death. I like this one simply because you're basically getting 2 spells in one. You're starting with the toads, and then they're becoming spiders, which is the original spell that you can get. You know, just the abilities right here. It's the court spiders. So very kind of a combination of the two, and I use my toes a lot more than I use the spiders, so having them mixed together is kind of nice. Stone Skin, a lot of classes get this, and usually they're pretty good to get. Activate to gain 30% of your max health as shields for 5 seconds. There used to be a glitch that when you use this at full power, you would lose 30% of your life as a shield, and then when the shield was gone, you wouldn't get that health back. They fixed that, so as your shield is dwindled down, your health will slowly regenerate back to where it was seamlessly, so you wouldn't even notice. So it's kind of nice to get if you feel that you're getting hit a lot more, or you want to give these shields away to your allies. You can, but I feel that these should be used more for healers than a damage for second class, especially with all these other ones that you can put a point into. Swift Storm. You are no longer dismounted from taking damage. Increase mount speed by 20%. It's okay. I mean, it's nice, but not something I would waste a point on. Bolt of the Storm. Activate to teleport to a nearby location. Again, those are okay, but nothing I would waste a point on. Unfortunately, when you first start this character, you have to pick one of these two. And in my opinion, they both suck, so you can pick whichever one you want. It's just a wasted point. When you finally get the ability to use one of these other two, remember, depending on which one you picked, if you picked the Gargantuum, you're going to only be able to pick one of those. If you pick the Ravenous Spirit, you'll pick the other one. This one's for Gargantuum, and this one is for the Spirit. So, Humanoid. Gargantuum lasts until killed instead of timing out, and deals 100% more damage against non-heroic targets. Again, very cool that he doesn't time out. And I didn't really realize that he was doing 100% more damage, but it did seem like he was doing a little bit more than he should. Annihilating Spirit. Increases the range of Ravenous Spirit by 50% and movement speed by 30%. Movement speed is the speed of the spirit. Like I told you before, you can actually control him and move him around creatures, and the fact that it increases the range as well will allow you to sit more outside of combat than you already are, which will lessen the fact that you can't move. So this one might become worth it if you can get this at level 20, and then like maybe sit in the reeds where nobody can see you, and use the ability. You could really wipe the floor with a lot of people. Again, guys, if you like these videos, these little tutorials and stuff like that, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment below. I would love to hear your guys' ideas, hear you if you agree with mine, if disagree, you have a different idea on how to play a character. Anything like that, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And thanks again for watching.